right, fellas, we'll have to have a moment of silence, please. Thank you.
The United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. Okay.
Everybody mute their phones, please.
I'm just going to read this thing, take notes, and she's going to do the thing when she gets back.
Everybody mute your phone, sorry.
Is that what that is?
That's what that is.
Mute your phone if you can, you on Zoom.
Here, I'm gonna mute mine real fast and give everybody the ability to mute your phones. Whoever's on the Zoom, make sure you mute your phone on the speaker. Turn it all the way down. Okay.
Picking it up. Anybody on Zoom? No.
Maybe the mic's too close to the laptop.
Could be a few things here. Let's see. Do this one too.
Okay?
Try again. We're good?
I think so.
We're good? Okay. Procedure, I'm sorry.
This meeting of the South Tom River Land Use Board is called pursuant to the provision of the Open Public Meeting Act law. Notice of this meeting was published in the Asbury Park Press on January 28, 2021, and republished on June 10, 2021, with the following link for Zoom and the meeting ID. In addition, a copy of the notice was posted on the bulletin board and filed in the office of the Borough Clerk. All right, roll call. Mike Cavalito. Mr. Calhoun.
Here.
Mr. Haley.
Here, sir.
Ms. Grams.
Here.
Mr. DiDonato.
Yes.
Is she there? Ms. DiDonato.
She is on here, so let's
Yeah,
mute
she's
her real
there,
fast.
she's there at the bottom.
All right, I'll put her down here.
She is present. I asked her to mute.
Mayor Hanchai. Here. I'm here. Mr. Whalen.
Here.
And Mr. Trooper.
Here.
We have a quorum. All right, we'll approve the minutes for May 17, 2021. As soon as you guys are ready, we'll take a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Mr. Calhoun?
Yes.
Mr. Haley?
Yes.
Ms. Grams?
Yes.
Ms. DiDonato?
She is unmuted.
She's there.
Can you hear us, Debbie?
It's like me.
I don't know, Kayla never had this many problems with
Hold on. Debbie there?
Tell her to text one of us.
Maybe she's muted. Did she mute herself?
Ms. Donato? She's not unmuted.
Can you see her?
Yeah.
She's present, but she's not answering at the moment.
All right, I'll skip her for now. Mayor Hanchai?
Yes.
I'm going to say yes. Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Okay. There's no new business. The old business is Resolution 2021-06, amended preliminary and final site plan M&T at South Tom River Urban Renewal LLC, Block 20, Lot 11.02 and 12. So is there who's speaking on behalf of the applicant? Can they hear us?
Everything's muted. Should be.
Someone's texting.
Okay.
Right,
Ms. Donato, are you there?
Oh.
Nothing. Okay. Mr. Allenbeck? Okay.
Ask her if she approves the minutes.
Do you approve the minutes, miss?
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you very much. All right, Mr. Hollenbeck, you're there as presenter?
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead, sir.
I think I'll be starting, that's okay. Sorry, Ron. No worries. Well, good evening. My name's Irene Algar, Weingard Law Firm, and I'm representing M&T at STR Urban Renewal tonight. We're here for an amended preliminary and final site plan approval. And just to give you a bit of background very briefly, because Ron's going to fill you in much more. Just by way of background, we have already been approved for 360 residential units, 8,400 square feet of retail, and a 100-room extended stay hotel. And we're here tonight proposing a billboard which is as of right pursuant to the Borough redevelopment plan, as well as a driveway on the northwest corner of our property, connecting it to Railroad Avenue. I also have with us, other than Ron Allenbach, who I know everybody knows, and he's the Director of Engineering and Development, who's going to be walking us through the application. But I also have Carrie Penke, who's with Langen. She's the traffic engineer, and we also have Justin Masiello. He's our planner. He's with Capone Associates, just in case there's any questions that arise that we might need to have them fill in the gaps. And so without any further ado, if I could have Ron be sworn in.
I do. You know you do, right? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth?
I do.
And your name, sir?
Sure, my name is Ronald Allenbach, A-U-L-E-N-B-A-C-H. I'm the Director of Engineering, Planning, and Development for Edgewood Properties, our company for M&T, STR Urban Renewal.
And Ron, can you give the board the benefit of your credentials?
Sure. I've been before this board before. I've been a Director of Engineering and Development for Edgewood Properties for 21 plus years now. Appeared before these many planning boards and zoning boards. I'm here strictly on behalf of developers and developer representatives.
And so moving on to the application. Can you give a little bit of background and history with regards to the amendments that we're seeking now?
Excuse me, before you do, does the board accept the credentials of the engineer?
Sorry about that, Bess.
Yes.
You can go ahead.
Thank you. As Ms. Elgard mentioned, this is an amended preliminary and final site plan for the board members who may recall this application, as indicated, received preliminary and final approval several years ago. As this board may recall, when we initially came in, one aspect that's before you tonight was a driveway connection from our site, Railroad Avenue. I'm sorry, let me back up real quick. That's on the screen now, which is an aerial photograph for the loss of South Tome River, is one of the first exhibits we'll use. At the site plan, you can see the existing Wawa on the lower right-hand corner that faces Dover Road. Our site runs along the south, along Chamberlain, along the residential properties to the west, and then along the municipal boundary along the northern side of the property up into Railroad Avenue, where it runs not quite perpendicular, but on the right-hand side of the screen here. So we have access to all those roads. When we came in originally, we showed a fourth access point. Joe, I'm sorry, can I share screen or somebody else?
You are actually the co-host? Yeah, you are the co-host, so you should be able to take control.
Can we put it up on that?
The plans are in the back.
Let me know if you just want me to change the screen for you.
1 second, Joe. Oh, sorry.
I think you got it.
No. Speak the wrong,
Anybody see these with clarity? 'Cause I
No, I think I have some difficulties here. It's not letting me share my screen.
It's too small, I can't see it. It's immaterial.
Why aren't they here?
Yeah, well, they're supposed to be in person, they said it was gonna be in person.
It will be here.
Supposed to be-
Thank you.
This is Irene Albert. I just wanted to let you know that we apologize that we're not there in person. We were under the understanding that, I had talked to the attorney for the planning board, and I was under the understanding it was okay for us to appear by Zoom, so I apologize if there was a misunderstanding.
That was for the first application, when you were asking for the adjournment. I haven't spoken with you since. I do see that you had correspondence with the board secretary, where she suggested that you should appear, but it was up to you.
Okay, then I misunderstood. I apologize for that.
Speaking for myself, as a board member, if you're gonna have visual aids, I can't see them at all, so they're immaterial.
It's small. There's no way to transfer it to the phone.
I need HDMI cables for the computer.
Let me see what I can do. Hold on.
Mr. Chairman, can I continue, or I'm not sure what you want me to do here.
We're trying to see if we can get it larger.
Hold on 1 second. Here we go. Give it 1 second.
Yeah, they should have been there in front of us. It's maybe like a cable. I figured it was on something, but it's nature, you should be standing there. Should be able to do it. Yeah, we can go on the table for this meeting, because we don't have a present. So we're on the screen, you can't get that thing.
That's gonna be up there, but we have it. All right, Mr. Ellenbeck, you have a visual for the board.
Okay, thank you. As I indicated, for the board originally, we had four entrances, four driveways on each site. We had the two shared driveways that were actually constructed.
It won't mute. I am. I'm leaving.
We had a third access point off of Chamberlain Street. And then we had
I'm just powering it off.
access,
It's not listed.
off of Railroad Avenue. When we had applied to the plan, we did not give the easement facing the canal, so they required us to remove that driveway access from the northern portion of the site to Railroad Avenue. We received our preliminary final, so we amended the plans, we received our preliminary final from the township, from the borough. This driveway was removed, driveway off Chamberlain was made into an entrance only. We're simply here tonight for this main entrance, or additional entrance off of Railroad Avenue. That was part of what the town had originally seen. It provides an additional access point to get to the residential development on the north for emergency responders, as opposed to coming in off of Chamberlain or Dover Road. So we have this connection here. It's about 100 feet long from our property, goes across the JCP and L easement, which we have secured, and gets out to Railroad Avenue. That's the one portion of the amended site plan before you tonight for the driveway connection. The second aspect is, as Ms. Elgart indicated, if you can see where my cursor is, in the lower right-hand corner, entrance of Railroad Avenue, that's where we have the proposed electronic billboard. Again, that is complies with the requirements of the Dover Road redevelopment plan. Those are really the two main, or the two only aspects of the amended site plan. Even like the hotel, pads, everything on site remains exactly the same as what this board had considered.
Did you have you been able to review the June 16th, 2021 review letter from O'Donnell Stanton?
I have.
Okay. What are your thoughts?
Again, as indicated in the letter, there's two aspects of this application. We start on top of page 2, where they call out the addition of the billboard, electronic billboard, of Railroad Avenue. Again, you can see in items 1A through K, we have complied with every standard in the ordinance, the dissatisfaction to the zone. So there are no variances or waivers required as part of this, the billboard portion of this application. And then from goes on the bottom of page 2, talking about the driveway connection, where he had two comments. One was that we provided with the deed of easement, which we have, and that we've included the GCP and L lot as part of our application, which we have. And again, this letter indicates that those comments have been satisfied. The balance of the letter talks about, at the bottom of page 2 of this miscellaneous, goes into an overview of what we already talked about, what's approved on the site. I will point out a note to the board for the record that the engineer is pointing out the fact that they did not review any stormwater reports as it relates to this additional driveway entrance. They are deferring to the Pinelands Commission. As I indicated earlier, our application that was approved by the Pinelands did not include this driveway connection because we had not secured the easement yet. Obviously, as any condition of any approval, we would be required to go back to the Pinelands and secure their approval for an amended site plan, which would include this driveway, the review of all stormwater regulations. That would be in line with any other outside agencies that would be required as part of this amended site plan.
Okay, so, and further on in the letter, there's also a discussion of what other approvals we might need. With regard to Ocean County Planning Board, Fire Bureau, and the Ocean County Soil Conservation District, South Tom River Sewage Authority, and also the Pinelands Commission. So that would be conditions of the approval. If anybody, if the board members have any questions or the professionals, we're taking our presentation.
The access road, that was requested by the fire department, correct?
Correct.
Are you showing anything different than was in those two letters that were approved by our engineer? And I saw in those letters that you comply with all of them. Is there anything different? Because I really can't see your visual aids.
There's nothing different, no, sir. He had submitted some additional information to the engineer that he was looking for in his prior letter, materials, some more details and call-outs, which is what prompted this letter to show that we complied with everything at his request. So no changes to the site plan, just simply some notes and details. The location of the billboard sign is unchanged, the access road is unchanged.
Engineer, ma'am, did you see anything or hear anything tonight that wasn't consistent with what was in those letters?
No.
Thank you. Mr. Juba has some questions.
Yeah, if I can, just to ask. I have one question. I looked at the plans for the additional roadway, and you showed the radius for the driveway coming with an articulated vehicle from the one direction and the ladder truck from the other direction. The ladder truck will be coming from the direction you have the articulated vehicle coming out of that first curve. Is there going to be enough radius there for us to make a quick curve coming out of that? It'll be a quick left and then a quick right into that driveway. Is that radius going to be wide enough for a fixed, for the ladder truck as opposed to an articulated vehicle?
I'm 99% sure, but I will look to make sure that when we submit the plans, I should get you this report out quickly on this. When we submit plans, we'll make sure we show that detail on there to show that the fire truck can make that access. My understanding was that the first response made is coming from the north. I'm able to make that quick left and right into the site, so I'll make sure that that radius can accommodate it.
Yeah, because it shows the fire apparatus coming from the other direction would have been from the Wawa direction back around. Making that left wouldn't be a problem, but coming out of the Manitou Park area, that would be a tighter curve coming out of that first left.
Yeah, I'll make sure that whatever radius we put on there can accommodate the fire truck.
Thank you.
And I'll provide an exhibit to show that.
Are there any plans to make improvement at the corners of Dover Road and Railroad, Double Trouble, as far as that traffic light's concerned?
Yeah, we're required to make something as part of their county application. There's some widening, there's some traffic signal equipment relocation. That's all part of our county planning board approval.
Would M&T be doing the approvals of the improvements or the county?
I'm sorry?
Will M&T be doing the improvements or will the county?
No, it's all on us. It's everything.
Hey, Dave, can I ask about that? The left turn arrows, if the county's on board with that. The left turn arrow. With the traffic plan along that lines that he was going, is the county on board with a designated for left turn arrows for that lane? Because the stacking won't survive if they don't have a dedicated left turn arrow.
Terry, can you weigh in on that? The Railroad Avenue access?
Yes, I can.
Wait, Terry.
Wait, sorry.
Better,
Terry, if you can state your name for the record and also if
I'll swear her in.
Secretary-
Do you solemnly
if you
swear
can swear her
affirm?
in.
Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth?
I do.
And your name, ma'am?
Carrie Penke, P-E-H-M-K-E.
And can you give the board an overview of your expertise and background?
My name is Carrie Penke. I have a Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering from Borough University. I'm a registered professional engineer in New Jersey. I've been practicing for over 7 years, and I have expertise in traffic engineering.
Will the board accept Ms. Penke as an expert in traffic engineering?
Yeah. Yes.
So, go ahead, Ms. Penke.
Is everybody in agreement?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
That's
I just,
For the plans I have in front of me, I know we're adding the left turn lane in, and there will be an individual head for that movement. I don't think it has been finalized, the phasing yet for that intersection with the county, but it's part of the discussion.
They have that, she said the phasing hasn't been approved.
I think the question is,
But from my understanding, there will be a northbound, southbound advance added to the signal.
Okay. Just asking they either do not block the lights and all that, but the stacking's not gonna make a difference.
During the first hearing that we had, it came out that the timing of the light needed to be adjusted. Is that something is it going to be taken care of? Is that something that M&T would take care of? Or is that something the county has to take care of? And is that something that's already been brought up, or?
That is part of the redesign of the signal, of adding that northbound and southbound advanced phase, and optimizing the signal timings to accommodate the traffic demand.
And that will be up to the county?
It'll be worked out with the county first.
Well, just so everyone's clear, the details and the plans and the approvals are done by the county. The work is board by the developer. So whatever county approves, whether it's signal timing, whether it's signal changes, additional heads, relocating, any physical work and the cost is all borne by M&T, by the developer. And we would have no issue with sharing the county review letters and county documents with, if the borough has not seen anything, we'd be happy to share those documents with the borough, so if they wanted to weigh in on some of these input on what's happening with the signal, we'd certainly be happy to do that.
What's the time frame on the road improvements? Is that going to get done before the construction, or is that going to get done during the construction, or?
That'll be done during the construction.
And how long into the construction?
I'm sorry?
How long into the construction would it take? It's been a big issue with the residents too, and a lot of residents would like to see that done. So I don't want it to wait to take too long.
No, we would most likely do that at the beginning of the construction process, get it over with.
I have two concerns. One basically being the flow of traffic in that area. It seems that we're over, it's like a brief overkill there. You have the Wawa there, you have this thing going in, and then you add a new driveway or entryway coming off the railroad. How would the flow of traffic be affected? Like, that's why I would rather have them here in the front, so that we can see the design of the flow of traffic and the way it's going to affect the community. Like
The plans are down
It's in the
there.
plans.
Yeah, I understand that. I can, in fact, I understand that they're there. But to put it on paper and to actually see, sometimes you got to see what somebody's thinking, trying to understand it. My main concern is, like you said, they're going to be doing construction, road redevelopment at the same time. What is that going to do down in that area? You're coming off that street there where that old gas station was, everything's going to be clogged in water. And then you're looking at the timing of the light and everything else. How would that affect us? And what's the timetable? Would it be 1 month, 3 months, 5 months? How long will the route be altered? That's one of the other concerns.
Yeah, I think I'm just a little concerned on, the application before you tonight is for this additional driveway on Redwood Avenue on Billboard. And it seems important to get into the construction sequencing and timing for a road and part of the project that's already been approved. I'm just confused as to what questions you're asking us. If it has to do with the access off of Bedford Avenue with traffic, or if there's new board members, I'm just not sure what you want us to respond to as far as timing with the inconvenience. I mean, once the project starts, it's going to be probably a three.
You're cutting out.
Say it one more time.
Once the project starts, it's probably a 3-year build out. There's going to be certain things that are done along the project, whether it's Railroad Avenue, Dover Road, or Chamberlain, that's going to be done as part of the overall construction of the site. I don't know I can't say, which one's going to be first, second, or third sequence of construction. I understand the borough's concern that they want to see maybe some county improvements done up front. I understand the concern for that, do it off peak. I understand that as well. I'm just not sure because the applicants here tonight is for the driveway. I don't know what that has to do with the intersection improvements on Dover Road.
And I think it also serves our purposes to do it as quickly as possible, particularly this way we have, 2 entrances as opposed to 1. So I think it helps the builder as well here to get it done as quick as possible. And we would be happy to share the review letters with the board and professionals so that you can see what what the county is looking to do and also have some input into it.
This is Carrie Pinky again too. I can jump in too on those county improvements. It's not a fairly large improvement that's happening there. It's a little work on that corner on that south side, some restriping. The south side's mast arm will be replaced out to have those northbound, southbound, left turn phases. It'll be very little traffic disruption and approximately about 2 months of work. So there will be no long-term lane closures needed as part of it. They'll be able to make traffic through that intersection.
Thank you, Kurt.
And does the board have any other questions?
I have a question. You're seeking a variance for a setback for the 100-foot tall sign there?
There are no variances.
Correct.
It says a variance is required right here.
Right, pursuant to the Dover Road redevelopment plan.
So you're seeking a variance then, correct?
No, it was as of right pursuant to the plan itself. The plan was amended and permitted the billboard.
The plan was approved by council, what they're saying, it's a different governing body, so the governing body, council already approved that. There's nothing presented to this body for a variance approval, it's already been approved.
So the billboard already been approved?
No, sir, the variance was in the redevelopment plan that the mayor and council approved.
Gotcha.
They're only looking for what's in front of you, so no variance.
Okay, appreciate the council today.
Yeah, just for clarification, I will point out on page 3 of the engineer's letter, paragraph number 3 or comment number 3, it says based on the submitted materials, there appears to be no variances at this time.
Yeah.
I just got a question. It might have been answered tonight, but the billboard, I kind kind of think I know what the purpose of, but is it really necessary for the project that's going on? I just think that's a little extreme to that size, to be in that area, I'm just confused on, can you explain to me why that big of an electronic billboard at that? Most construction sites that I've been to have maybe nowhere near that size, and it's made out of wood, and it just states the company's name and who's sponsoring it and some details about that. I don't understand why this billboard got to be so big and be electronic. I just don't understand that. Can you explain it to me, sir?
Sure. The billboard itself, again, it conforms with the town, with the borough put into the redevelopment plan. Also, the electronic portion of it is to allow for the borough to, or the county, whoever, to use it for emergency messages. So a silver alert, amber alert, any of those types of things can be posted on here in conjunction with emergency services. So that provides another asset to the borough and the local emergency management. But again, the sign is conforming to what the borough put into the redevelopment plan. So the height, size, materials and everything is what the borough envisioned for the site, if you will, because they put it in the redevelopment plan. And that, the height, there are significant trees between us and the parkway to get over to get the visual appearance along the parkway. That's why the borough put it at 100-foot height. That's why we conform to that.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
So who's going to own and operate the billboard?
M&T.
Okay, but it will be used in conjunction with any municipal announcements? Is that what you're saying? And how's that going to work?
Well, then we work through our company if they want to post something on there. I'm not sure how it works with. I'd have to speak to somebody to find out how it works with it, like an amber alert or a silver alert, something like that. How it get posted immediately, but obviously it's done by my company for M&T, and there's a notice that needs to be put on there. We have to contact who operates the sign and make sure that it gets posted.
But as your company is owning the sign, and what are their plans for advertising on the sign, or what is it going to be used for mainly? The main reason.
I think it's generally advertising as opposed to, there's no specific tenant, for lack of a better word. Like, is that correct, Ron?
Correct.
Yeah, well, we don't really know what the sign's going to say. How is it really going to be used? I guess it's going to be advertising for what? Advertising what in specifically?
I believe the intention right now is for our other sites in New Jersey, as well as this one.
So it basically won't really benefit South Tom's River.
It will, announcements and emergency services.
As well as any ratables, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm not assuming that there would be some assessment.
If there are.
Right.
So that would allow for community events too, not just emergency events, emergency notices? Like if we were having a townwide yard sale, or like we had a youth day the other day, we could come to you and ask to advertise that on there?
I can't speak, we're principals of the company, but I imagine we would have an issue.
One of those letters they sent out, it covered all that. You can't have any tobacco advertisements, no firearm, no liquor. If they don't have a cut within 60 days of their was, they'll have public service announcements. But I think it's to advertise their business. It's their billboard, like any paper billboard would be, just electronic. but they're going to extend the courtesy to the town. If it's not in use by a paying customer, we'll let the town, am I correct?
Yes.
And if the town uses the billboard to advertise it, it will be free of cost for the township, correct me, for the borough?
Correct.
If there's no paying customers, they're not going to take the paying customer, push them aside for the town.
Right.
It's not going to sit idle, it's not being used by a customer, the town will let access.
So if that customer is paying them to use their billboard, will we get some of that money since it's on our property?
If they ask them.
That's a financial, sorry, through the chair? So when there's a financial arrangement, that's done through the administration and governing body. That will be set up with a financial arrangement that's already kind of in place. So if that's going to be assessed, then that would be part of that aspect. So
Appreciate it, thank you.
When you weigh the pros and cons of this thing, I'm not seeing how it benefits South Township. It's more of an eyesore. It's 100 feet. I mean, anybody that drove down south, you see this big old thing sitting up there.
I just want to clarify that the billboard is something that has already been approved, correct? So despite it being obtrusive and eyesore to the community, this is something that's already been approved. What you're looking for is, I guess, the distance from the roadway, is that correct? That's what's changed?
No, the billboard was approved by the township council.
Okay.
As well, and so we're.
And that, I don't mean to interrupt you, but that also includes the height. The height was already approved.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's not approved?
For clarification, the council approved the details of the sign, the setback, the height, the size, all that stuff that goes into the amended redevelopment plan. We are here tonight seeking site plan approval to put this sign on our property. One of the things that came up earlier was that we meet all the standards that the township required in the redevelopment plan as far as height, size, setbacks, and everything, so we're variance free here. So when Ms. Elbart said before, a by right sign means that it's there, variance free, was permitted in the redevelopment plan. But we're here seeking site plan approval based on the design. Thank you.
We really can't deny it.
But I want to defer to the attorney.
They can't really turn it down.
That's already been approved by the council,
Yeah.
It's a procedure, yes. They're to approve it, it's already been approved though. Exactly, it's a procedure.
Is there any questions from the public?
No, Oscar Cradle, 4 Center Street.
I'm sorry, can you say your name again?
Oscar Cradle, 4 Center Street.
Your last name again?
Cradle, like a baby cradle.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, according to what I've heard here, it's been approved. This is just hearing for the new entranceway for the fire equipment. I believe that's what it is.
Final site plan.
Final site plan. And we've been going over this for 5 or 6 years, and it's nothing new. And some of the comments tonight seems to me like it's just an effort to slow the process down a little bit more. You know, this is, and you say, what good is it going to do to the town? It's going to bring money into this town. And those of you that's been around for the last 5 or 6 years know exactly what it will bring into the town. As far as it being an eyesore sign, the people want to advertise their business. You know, they want their customers to come in it and to see it off that park. But you know as well as I do, that's an excellent idea. They do it all over the country, all the highways. As far as the Amber Alerts, We see them on the Parkway, we see them on 37, the silver alerts, the amber alerts, and that's a benefit to our town. They've already agreed to, when it's not being used, to talk about or advertise our community events. That's a benefit to our town. I think it's, to me, personally, it's a no-brainer.
I understand that, Mr. Criddle, and I'm definitely one for finances benefiting South Towns River. One, I'm a big advocate with first aid and having more police on the street, and, smaller classrooms and everything of that nature. I understand it, but I'm also at what cost? We don't have a first aid squad that can handle so many calls and so many things. Our fire department is coming out of Matador Park. Now, when you're coming off that curve, I understand where this is. That was a great question, by the way, of how are you going to swing that fire truck there. I know a lot of you guys don't know, or maybe you have driven a truck. To swing a straight truck is not as easy as everybody thinks it is. You got to swing that thing. It doesn't have too much movement to come around it. So I understand how it benefits the town. Yes, I do. Will it bring in revenue? It may. But at what cost to the people? The town is known for what? A small town with a big heart. Now we're trying to turn it into a city atmosphere. This is my concern. Children walking back and forth. One of the best things about the town was to see the children walking back and forth to the stores, see them going in and out of the community. The community events, yeah, I understand it will advertise like the little sign that you have here that's on the corner there. I understand it. I would never be against anything that would benefit the youth of the town or the finances of the town. My concern is, you guys say, yeah, it'll benefit. But how? The only window of opportunity you have to present anything on that sign is if there's not a paying customer. And if you know anything about these signs and billboards, if you make a phone call to a billboard now and say, hey, I want to advertise South Towns River Kickball League, they're going to say, 2023. Those things are booked for years. For years. So, for it to benefit the town with advertisement, malarkey.
Okay,
You know
okay, take that off the table. The rateable it brings into our town. You know, and that money over the years, that rateable it would bring, if we don't have, we as a town do not have more money coming in. Our police salaries are going up, our public works salaries, administration salary goes up every year. And if we do not continue to look for efforts to bring more money into our town, we're going to be left behind. Our police are leaving now because we cannot compete with other towns.
I understand that, sir.
And in order to compete with other towns, we have to bring more income. The quickest way to get income is more ratables in our town. You know,
This is a
gotta,
huge rateable.
You know, and this is a great rateable here. Excuse me?
No, I'm sorry.
And I've heard talk about, well, they got a tax deferment, but we have money coming in lieu of taxes.
Yeah, that tax deferment, I won't be living with.
Excuse me?
That tax deferment that you guys are referring to, I don't think I'll be alive when that goes through.
Huh?
The tax deferment.
The first year.
Well, we're getting our money paid in lieu of taxes. And we showed, I personally was here at a borough meeting and showed over the next 15 years, something like $15, $16 million coming into our town. You tell me South Towns River cannot use that amount of money.
It won't be that much money. It's a 30-year abatement program. You're only paying 10% for the first 6 years.
What are we
And
getting
on
off?
top of that, you're paying 5% for the affordable housing lawsuit.
What are we getting off that property right now?
We're getting
Next to nothing.
unimproved.
Next to nothing.
We are making money.
And you would leave it that way and get next to nothing.
No, it's not. That's not how I would leave it.
Well, but besides, all of this
in
is mute. It has been approved. They've come
Yeah, I
here
know it
with this approval tonight, and that's
Only
it.
3-story buildings in our whole town.
We need to
Okay.
get back on track.
They were trying to break late.
Yeah, good, thank you. We went, and I'm sorry about
No, it's
that.
okay. I remember when Clayton Block was there, and they were arguing about that, and they were talking about traffic patterns then.
Well, actually, I like to just, as a member of this board, anybody that was involved years ago, you guys were all
I'm probably
involved.
only two.
And
You're rehashing stuff been approved.
yes, and not only that, do you remember when they first came out, all the people that were here?
Yes.
All these 200 feet were noticed. And there's not one person here.
I'm here, I've been to 200
Wait a
feet.
minute. You're not here because of that.
No, but I'm
Go
here.
against it. Those people come out. And right now, you don't have those people coming out. And like Dave said.
They're not against
you're
it.
turning around and talking
Yes.
stuff that should have been brought out back when it first came out, which was brought out when it first came out, and was addressed back when it first came out.
He wasn't here when it
And
first
we're
came
just
out.
beating a dead horse here.
This kid?
Yeah, we are, if it's
So-
already been approved. But
If
just
it-
like, was it noted earlier, it'd be the dead horse for an hour, if it's already been approved. Now we're basically trying to approve the other entry.
But only what's before us, is all we can vote on tonight.
Yes.
Which is the driveway and the sign. And there's no variance required.
Yeah.
They satisfied our engineer.
Without a variance required, there's nothing that can be done by this board anyway. We're
Right,
just-
so you have to
We're
approve it.
basically just sitting here.
It's a procedural aspect for the major final site plan, that is necessary. I don't like them either.
I think I want one.
So if there's no other questions,
I think I want one at time.
Close to the public.
oh, yeah, we need to close public comment, do I have a motion?
Mr. Critter, you done?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, right now.
Do I have a motion to close? Public comment? You'll make the motion, and second?
I'll second.
Okay.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, do I have a motion?
Four.
Well, we gotta.
To approve
Site
plan
the final site.
Site plan approval.
Yeah. Well, let's see, we're resolution 20, amended preliminary and final major site plan, M&T at STNR. So,
Approve.
yeah, for approval.
I'll make the motion.
Okay,
I'll second.
all right.
So make sure we're voting.
I'm not used to this.
You're doing great.
It's hard to tell. Can't do it.
All right, so you first it, and then you first it.
Wow, I second
Second
it.
it? All right.
When's Caleb coming back?
I'll be happy to hear that. All right. Mr. Calhoun?
No.
Mr. Haley?
No.
Ms. Grams?
Yes.
Ms. Donato?
No.
Mayor Hanshine?
No.
I'm saying yes. Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Mr. Jupert.
You're okay. I missed one vote.
Huh?
You missed the one.
Joe Jubert?
Yes.
Okay, that gives us 4-4.
Motion doesn't pass.
Doesn't
Motion.
pass.
Correct.
Okay.
The only way around is if the board wants to open discussion again and then vote again. But,
I'll open the discussion. They're coming there. The apartments are coming. There's nothing that we can do now to stop it. This is a sign, guys. It's a sign. I don't understand what the big
We're going to legal battle.
deal is about a sign.
Excuse me 1 second, we need to make a motion to open to the
All
public.
right, do I have a motion to open?
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'll make the first motion.
All right, well, do I have to say that all again?
You want to second it?
Yeah, I'll second it. Okay. It's a sign. It's a sign. They're coming. The apartments are coming. I don't understand what the big deal is over a sign.
I believe this is only gonna cost more legal battles.
I don't
That's what I said,
understand.
we've already been sued once, we're gonna be sued again, it's gonna cost the town more money because something's already been approved.
You already told us you weren't gonna be sued.
Sorry, it's not just for the sign, just
You
so
told us that.
clear, it's
I
also
asked
for the
for
driveway.
the,
Wait a minute.
Oh, it's for the
will
driveway.
benefit us. I think having a second
The fire department
driveway
requested
is a no-brainer.
The driveway is not the issue
Yes, it is.
with us.
What is the issue? The
It's
sign?
more the sign, the 100-foot sign.
But it's
So
approved.
if it was 75 feet, would you say okay? I mean, you know,
Gee.
come on.
you know,
Don't get more involved.
I don't know. It's a
I asked
sign.
our engineer if the sign's meeting all the variances, requirements of the town.
Well,
we superseded-
superseded the variance, first of all, with the redevelopment.
yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't meet the variance of our normal sign variances in our town.
Well, it does now, though, okay? Now it
No, it
does.
doesn't.
So if
Yeah,
it
it
did it
does.
5 years ago, that doesn't matter what it supersedes
The
now.
council approved it. So
Yes.
it does, for this plan, it does,
For this plan only though. But if you were to do that, if you wanted to put another sign up, it wouldn't be approved.
because
You
this is
understand?
the property.
It's for this,
Redevelopment.
amended site plan.
they went no variances just for this project. You understand? So you're saying it's approved, or it meets the standard. But it was just approved. Where? If you look at the,
It's not in the zoning ordinance. Where it is when they made the development, correct me if I'm wrong, they made the development.
the
They allowed
development agreement.
they did
Yeah.
The
property.
redevelopment plan.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I mean, I understand.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I was saying that according to the zoning ordinance, it does not meet the requirements. However, under the redevelopment plan, that was a issue that was brought up apparently, and it was agreed that you could have that type of sign, and that height of sign, and that width of sign. So for this application only, it meets the requirements of the ordinance as it applies to this property only.
I don't understand. It's not a safety
I mean,
issue.
and that is the-
It's nothing to do with safety. I don't understand what everybody's problem is with the sign. I don't get it.
Why can't every other business in our town put up a 100-foot sign?
That's applied for.
If they want to, they can apply.
And you would approve that?
It
That's
depends.
any other case.
I want to direct a question. What happens if this board denies this? What happens from here? Where does it go?
And it's basically dead, they can appeal it. Or, I don't, this was supposed to be a recommendation back to the council, correct?
This is no, this is amended final site plan, this is not a recommendation, this is as is.
So it would be denied. Their only recourse is to appeal it.
And the appeal would go to the courts.
Superior Court.
And chances are, being there's no variances, what would happen in the Superior Court?
The Superior Court would uphold their application.
So it's gonna cost us money to,
Cost us money to go to court.
yep.
Over a sign.
Yep.
Just saying.
And all you're
You know, I
doing
wish
is,
I could tell the board otherwise, but legally speaking, if they already have the approval, there's nothing we can do about the sign.
Thank you.
so I think to save a lot of things, we revote and hopefully it goes the other way. Because we're looking for trouble.
We're in trouble already, bro.
Yeah.
It's gonna cost money.
Already, a lot of the stuff that was done, we've been in trouble.
Like I said before, the public are the ones who we're speaking for. If they had a problem, they would have been here tonight. Dave, Laura knows that this place backs up.
Yes, it was.
Before COVID.
With residents.
Before COVID, people were still given the opportunity to come here. Believe me, if they did not want this, they would be here. This has been going on. I've been talking to people. They're actually in favor of it. They're looking forward to the revenue that's coming in. To turn around and just push it for political reasons is...
Thank you.
Yeah,
I didn't want the apartments. They're coming though. There's nothing,
And it's coming.
nothing I could do about it. I voted no. I was outvoted. So what am I gonna now, just do things to hold it up? when the inevitable is gonna happen
That's what he's
anyway?
doing.
That's exactly what's happening.
It's gonna happen, I just hope some of
So-
that money comes to Center Homes where I live at.
So
And pay taxes that too, because that park been neglected for, was what, 15, 20 years. Our roads are terrible, our speed bumps, you can't even see them, they're not painted. We have no speed bump signs that says speed bump ahead.
It's not
The speed limit needs to be brought down to 15 miles per hour. So all that money we got coming in, hopefully goes to Center Homes, because we've been neglecting Center Homes for years now. It's sad, it's terrible.
Address that to the Borough Council, that's why they're here.
Exactly. Well, I'm just making a statement, everybody else talking offline, and we getting off topic, I'm just stating, if we get a lot of money in, hopefully it goes to Center Homes too. That's all I'm saying.
And as a council member, I've always thought for everybody in this town, not just certain areas,
Yes, sir.
everyone,
Yes, sir.
you know? So I can assure you that when money comes in, it's going to be distributed just like the DOT grants are distributed.
Yes, sir.
They're distributed every year, a different section gets it. Section 1, Section 2, Section 3, that's the way it's always been. We've always tried to keep everything fair. But, you know, my biggest fear is that this thing just keeps getting delayed, and it becomes a cost to the town.
Yeah, they go to court.
It's about $20,000.
Apartments are coming.
Can I say? As Ms. Graham said, it's inevitable, it's coming. We've gone down this road for over 6 years. And every little thing we ask them to do, M&T, to do, they've done.
They did.
And it's, whether it's coming or not is a moot question. And to delay it for this reason, because the sign, come on, you know how many things we went, hundreds of things we went through to get to this point.
Mr. Cradle, your
Yes.
opinion is very well received. However, they are close to the public.
I'm sorry. I asked the board, he said, yeah, he told me to go ahead. Okay.
My thing is this, I don't believe that anybody here are maliciously doing this for political.
Yeah, they are.
My thing is this, I raised my kids for this town.
I raised
Whether you
mine.
think so or not, first of all, you've been out of order since day one. I don't know if you know it, I've been very patient with you, and I don't have patience. I work in a prison for 22 years. I really don't have patience, and you are overcooking my grits. I'm telling you that. You've been just doing what you want over there on that little
This
camera.
is getting off topic now.
It doesn't matter.
I think.
Okay, it's a respect
I think
issue.
it does
I'm
matter.
here for a
Does
reason.
matter.
And you can't just keep speaking out like that. Just like she said, your opinion is valuable. But, okay, this has been going on for weeks. I've been allowing him to disrespect me for months since I've been sitting here. And nobody said anything about it. And now it's getting to the point where it's overboiling. Now, like I was stating, I raised my kids in this town. I have a grandson here. My kids all play sports here. They all went to college from here. Okay? This town means a lot to me, even though I wasn't born and raised here. I don't want to see the town get overrun with certain things. Will it bring money? Yes. Will it bring revenue? Yes. And that's one of the things I always push for. But one of the things I love about this town is to be able to drive around the corner and see certain people sitting in their yard and wave. You know, the town, we still have a old school feel here where people still speak, still say good morning, still do things. I don't want people to develop a certain anxiety from overcrowdedness. Most people, if you look on the website, on the page, most people have been here over 40-something years, 50-something years. I understand it. So I don't think it's for political gain by any means. I think a lot of people here that we bump heads because of the way we feel about the town. You put your heart into it. And when your heart is in something, you're going to fight for it, no matter who you are. So I believe that a lot of people here on this board, our heart is in this town. That's why you do what you do. It's not for the paycheck. That's why the city, that's why the councilmen do what they do. It's not for a paycheck. It's not for their paycheck. It's because of the love of the town. If you look throughout, the names carry for generations, some of them. So I understand what you're thinking, like it's for political gain. My thing was, those signs throw me off a lot with that. And they do, I apologize, they do. But that size, and then it's LED, the projected lighting coming off the thing, it's just, to me, It's a no.
We've all been, we have professionals for a reason. I asked the professional, what would be the outcome? It would be denied here, it's
So I
going to go to the
understand
court, the court's going to uphold it. So why are we going to turn around and put the town through that? That's why I wanted to rediscuss it. And the thing is if you want to put the town through that, then put it on record that you're putting the town through it. The extra expense, the extra time,
The extra election.
the what?
Extra elections.
What is that? Come on.
We're spending money
No,
left and
you are
right in this town.
you're bringing politics into this.
I'm asking you.
You're bringing politics
We've been spending
into
money
this
in
and
this
you gotta
town
stop.
forever.
You're bringing politics into it.
Will we want to see this thing go to a Superior Court? No, I don't think anybody would. I know
So
these
then
two
we
women-
revote and.
Listen, I don't think they would, I know that I would, I don't believe that you would.
I don't, that's why
Mr. Cooper would.
I brought it up for discussion. I think I first did, if you want to call it first. I motioned it.
Need the motion.
Moved it. I'm sorry.
I like first better.
So
So if there's any more discussion, then somebody has to make a motion to either.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Need a second.
I'll second.
And that's of course with the condition that the fire department would approve of the turning.
They were gonna check the radius for us.
All
Correct.
right. Roll call for passage. Mr. Calhoun?
Explain to me what this is, passage?
This is basically, we're turning around and approving the site plan as it is
Yes, sir.
and what we just discussed.
Gotcha, track, yes.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Haley?
No.
Ms. Grams?
Yes.
Ms. DiDonato?
Yes.
Mayor Hanshine?
Yes.
I'm saying yes. Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Mr. Druper?
Yes.
It passes. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much, have a great night.
Yeah, thank you. Enjoy the rest of the sunlight, I guess.
I didn't know it was going to.
Good at it too.
Wait, we have,
11:31 last minute.
we still have meetings.
Oh, well. Hey,
Well,
Well, you know, stop them.
okay.
good call. I've been on recreation.
Financial disclosures, if you haven't done it yet,
Oh, yeah.
the
Why
financial
are you looking
disclosure.
at me?
I'm looking at everybody.
If
I
anybody's,
gotta get with Joe to reset my
yeah,
pen. My
come
pen's
see
not
me,
working.
come see me like right away.
So, good.
They can only take 5 minutes, but we gotta get it, yeah.
And
right away.
it has to be done by the end of the month, correct?
Yes, by the end of
Yes.
this month, it's gotta be done, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, they extended it to June.
And we have no bills.
tonight.
What?
5 minutes.
Joe can't leave.
I'm quick, hey, I got technology ready.
All right. You have a chairman report?
Just want everybody to keep the town at heart, that's it. Other than that, I'm glad to see that Kayla got a reader from her mom. Her reading from her mother. Other than that,
She does not follow in her father's
no,
footsteps.
this is true.
That's a good way to do it. I like it.
Well, she's been doing it a lot longer. I think she's been doing it for like 7
Did fine,
years.
you did great, yeah.
So I'm gonna hear it from her because she's gonna be watching the video,
Oh,
so.
she's gonna be.
Any further questions from the public? Then I'll anybody want to make the motion to adjourn?
I will.
She got a bag
I've made more
Anyone want a
motions
second?
tonight than I have
Than ever.
the whole time.
All in favor? Any
You
opposed?
can keep the book back with you too.
Anybody really want to study?
Yeah, Joe.
Time
Joe has to
is
stay.
8:10.
I live here practically. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Joe has to stay.